All right, let's dive right in. In this explainer, we are pulling back the curtain on some seriously powerful strategies from the ebook AI Productivity Hacks. We're going to show you exactly how you can use AI to get your time back and, maybe even boost your income. And this quote, this is really the heart of it all. It's not about putting in more hours at your desk, it's about completely changing how you work. And this is where powerful tools, especially things like ChatGPT, really come into play and make it all possible. So, does this look familiar? That feeling of just being completely overwhelmed? It's like a constant race against the clock, right? But imagine having an intelligent assistant, one that's ready 24/7 to do all the heavy lifting for you. So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the big picture, then we'll get into the nitty-gritty, practical ways you can save time. From there, we'll look at how to grow your business, and finally, the exciting part, how to turn these new skills into actual cash. So what is the real promise of AI in our day-to-day work? Look, this isn't some sci-fi future we're talking about. We're talking about real, practical strategies, 50 of them to be exact, that can completely overhaul your productivity like today. Now, I know there's a bunch of text here, but just look at the structure for a second. What I love about this is the journey it lays out for you. It starts with those immediate practical wins in part one, saving time. Then it scales up in part two, boosting your business. And it all leads up to part three, the goal for so many of us, making money with AI. It's a complete roadmap from being more efficient to becoming more profitable. Okay, let's get into the first, and maybe the most satisfying part of this whole thing, turning hours of work into minutes. This is where AI stops being some abstract concept and starts being your personal, super efficient assistant. And I'm serious. Just stop and think for a second. What would you do with an extra 10 hours a week? That's more than a full workday back in your pocket. And get this isn't some hypothetical guess. It's the direct result of just putting the first few hacks from the book into practice. Yes, the dreaded inbox. For most of us, it is a huge source of stress and an absolute productivity killer. So let's tackle this beast head on with our first really practical example. Just imagine you go from staring at that blank screen, wondering how to phrase things, to having a perfectly crafted professional email ready to send in 2 minutes. That's the kind of change we're talking about. It is an absolute game changer. And the process itself, it's incredibly simple. First, you just give the AI a clear instruction, something like, write a polite follow-up about this unpaid invoice. Second, you tell it the tone you want, maybe professional, but still friendly. And third, you just list the key details you want to include. The AI does all the hard work of weaving it into a perfect email. And this isn't just for emails, right? This same idea applies to other super tedious tasks like writing reports. The old way, you see here, that's hours of stressing over structure and wording. The new way, you just feed the AI the raw info as bullet points, and boom, it spits out a polished, structured document in minutes. All right, so we've saved ourselves a ton of time. Now let's talk about growth. This is where AI goes from being a personal productivity tool to being a real strategic powerhouse for your business, one that helps you grow faster without breaking the bank. Okay, this hack is just brilliant. It's the perfect example of working smarter. You create one really solid piece of content, like a blog post. Then you just ask your AI assistant to slice it and dice it for all your other platforms. Instantly, you've got tweets, a LinkedIn post, a newsletter. You're multiplying your marketing impact with basically zero extra work. Now here's another headache that every business owner feels. Your customers want answers right away, 24/7. But trying to staff a support team around the clock, the cost is just insane, especially if you're a smaller operation. And the solution here is just so effective. This chart says it all. You set up an AI chatbot, you train it on your company's info, and it just handles all the common questions automatically. We're talking about slashing support costs by up to 70%, all while making customers happier because they're getting answers instantly. And it goes even deeper than day-to-day stuff. AI can be your secret weapon for growth. So instead of just guessing what your customers might want, you can use AI to analyze what's happening in the market, find real pain points, and come up with product ideas that are already backed by data. It just removes so much of the guesswork. All right, and now for the final step. This is where it gets really, really exciting. We've saved time, we've helped our business grow, so how do we actually turn these new AI skills into a real source of income? Well, the ebook really lays out two main paths here. You can either actively offer your skills as a service to clients, or you can create digital products that bring in that more passive income. Let's look at an example of both. Just think about it for a second. You can now create amazing, high-quality content in a fraction of the time. That skill is incredibly valuable. So many businesses are desperate for good content, and you can now be the one to provide it, way faster and more efficiently than anyone else. And look how real this can be. You could put together a super simple package, 5 blog posts a month for, say, $500. Using AI, that might only take you a few hours of actual work, but to the client, it's a huge time saver and a great value. Now imagine you get just a few clients. You suddenly built a serious side hustle. And now for that second path, passive income. Instead of writing for clients, what if you wrote an ebook about something you're an expert in? AI can basically be your co-writer, helping you research, outline, and draft an entire book in a matter of days, not months or years. And that's the real magic right there. You put in a bit of focused work up front to create this thing, but once it's done and it's for sale online, it can keep making you money for years to come with very little extra effort. It becomes a real asset that works for you even while you sleep. So as you can see, AI is so much more than just a cool new technology. It's a genuine partner, one that can help you save your time, grow your business, and open up totally new ways to earn money. The only question left is the one right here on the screen. What will you build together?